Yes, my people, NQ, I'm on the 1 hour chart, and technically we are trading from this area to this low to this high. And right now everything inside of this is just internal structure. We have this SNDR here where we tapped again, but now we've actually fully tapped at least a 50%. So now if we're gonna shoot up, it needs to start. And it looks like price ain't doing that. You can clearly see what they're making: a low, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low. So we are just in a pullback where price might want to come back and sweep these lows here, these lows here. We could sweep these lows here. We could sweep even these lows here. We could come back to tap the to get a move origin, and then slowly start making our way back up. Sorry, I shouldn't be drawing like this. This is how Dave does it. But let me clear the charts. So just from that alone, I'm gonna just say that price is in a pullback phase. It looks like now we are testing the SMAs out. So now all I'm going to be doing is just going to my lower time frame and trying to match that hypothesis. So when we head down to our lower time frame, we can see that price is actually bullish based off our SMAs, but also based off structure. So we know that price ended up taking out this high here, and then now we have taken out, this low over here. So now again, this is the first flip, so I wouldn't necessarily try and take a trade from here, but again, for those of you that are risky traders, if you head over to the 1 minute and see what's going on, essentially this is my 1, this is my 2, this is my 3. Wait for the sheet, 4, 5. We let price play out, and are we gonna get a sweep? Let's see. No, so unfortunately, if we're gonna be completely honest, we don't get a sweep, and price leaves without us, which ain't a problem. These things are gonna happen, but now we have a confirmed flip. So now this is my new zone from here. This is obviously the MSB. So now if I want to take a trade from this zone here, this will make much more sense. We have this area, which is a area of supply and demand, or we can even just stretch it out like that. And we don't really have an SNDR, but we do have some imbalances. So it's really up to you to see whether you want to be taking these trades or not. I mean, there is SPS model 1. I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 4, 5, and then you can see that price is taking out this low here, and then when you let price play out, we keep making our way lower, where now this is your new zone, and within this zone, what do we have? We have our 1, 2, 3, where we see 4, 5, and price still makes its way lower. And again, what can I do? This can end up being my SPS model 1. And if you look closely again, this is a validated market structure break, but where we're very, very bearish, that's okay. And then in this case here, what do we have? We have our 1, 2, 3. We don't quite have a sweep 4, 5 for the SPS model 1. But if you are trying to cheat, then we could say that this is your 1, this candle is your 2, this candle is also your 3, 4, 5. Will this be ideal? Absolutely not. So actually, you know what? Let me even remove that. But when you let price play out, so we actually do come back and sweep it. So now this is your 1, this is your 2, this is your 3, where we set 4, 5, and obviously look what happened. Price tapped this SBS model 1, or this area of supply demand, and you can see how price now reacted from this area and then shoot it down, and then now we have a new zone over here. But if you just go back to our 5-minute chart and see what's going on within price, you can basically see how all we're doing is just tapping into areas of supply and demand, and that's all we're doing. All we're doing is just tapping into areas of supply and demand, where we've tapped into this area. See that? Price goes down. We've tapped into this wick fractal here, where we wick the highs. No, not this one, sorry. This one here. Tapped into this wick by wick fractal. What happens? Price goes down. So all we're doing on the higher time frame is reacting off supply and demand zones. However, when we go down to a lower time frame, we can clearly see how SBS can be formed out, and then when you let price play out, it looks like price has, so internally right now, based off structure, what we're doing, we're trading from this high, we're trading from this low. So let's just remove all of the extra stuff. Sorry, we're trading from this high, to this low, yeah. And right now, internally, what have we been doing? We had a internal MSB, you could say, or internal flip. Don't really matter. Then we had another one over here. And then you can see how price has swept this high here. And then now, essentially, I still need price to take out these lows before I can do anything. And okay, so now, see, so now we get that. So that's your internal flip. So now if you want to look for a trade within here, you can, where potentially this is your 1, this is your 2, that's currently your 3, 4, 5. But you also understand that if you go to your 5-minute time frame, that what could happen is this could end up being your 1, this could end up being your 2, 3, 5. So on the bigger scale, these highs could end up being your sweep. Sorry, not these highs, sorry. What am I doing today? 1, 2, sorry guys. So yeah, so this could be a 1, 2, 3. You wait for that sweep, and then now you just have a bigger time frame SBS. However, for now, on our 1-minute chart, we are still following structure. We're still following our SMAs. So when you let price play out, we actually did sweep, yeah. Oh no, equal highs. Okay, so we didn't sweep, unfortunately, but you can see how we made lower lows and lower highs. I mean, someone might say this is your 1, this is your 2. Well, obviously, clearly we already swept it a long time ago. Where now this is your 4, and then this is your 5. Where obviously we tapped into an area of interest, which was this area here, and then that was enough for price to give us a new lower low. So in terms of NQ, there was a lot of trades on the 1-minute chart that you could have taken in terms of continuation trades based off your higher time frame, which is the 5-minute. But also, when you go to our 1-hour chart, we can also see how that price was just bearish. Price was clearly in the pullback. So now, on your higher time frame, you understand that this was the protected low. This was the weak high that we like for price to run, which is also the all-time highs, if I'm correct. This was our MSB. So now everything inside of this is just internal structure. So I mean, in terms of SBS, this could end up being my 1, this could end up being my 2, 3, where we've swept now 4, 5. And now we're looking for price to get above the SMA again. We're looking for a change of order flow, which is going to help us take this trade higher. But I also understand that price might want to, I mean, we already mitigate this now. Price might want to come back to mitigate this, move higher. Price might want to end up mitigating this area here, moving higher, where this is now your 1, this is now your 2. You know, sweep this, tap into this, and then move on higher. Or price might want to come back and tap into the unmitigated move origin, and then move on higher. However, we have to follow the SMA. So right now, in terms of structure, what have we been doing? We've been making lower lows and lower highs. So, oh, I messed that up. Okay, so low. Let me do that again. How can I mess that up? So we had a low, high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and now we made a lower low. So until price starts to make its way back up, I will still be looking for shorts, because I understand that within the pullback, within this bullish 1 hour zone. So that's all it is. So yes, there was many trades that you could have taken based off your 1 minute chart. We had SPS model 1, SPS model 1 again. We don't quite have the bigger time from SPS. However, from this internal high to low, you can see that price was bullish, price flipped bearish, and then obviously you had your SPS model 1 again, and then obviously price had gone lower. Of course, this is the first flip, as you guys already know. You never really trust the first flip, but essentially because we have taken out our previous lower low, now anyways, this is now my protected high. This is currently my weak low. Let me just close it out. Okay, where was he? Okay, perfect. So to the 5 minute chart. Okay, yeah. So we ain't done much right now. And I'm gonna just leave it at that for now. But I'll see you guys tomorrow, basically, innit? So yeah, love. Always remember, victory belongs to the most tenacious. And yeah, I'll see you lot tomorrow, innit? Love.